Stop.
Hi, my name is Sarah Frank, and I am currently a senior at Oberlin College, majoring in theater. I spent my spring semester of my junior year in Ghana on a program called the School for International Training. And at the end of my program, I decided I wanted to stay and volunteer because I felt like I had gained so much from my experience there, that I had really taken something from the people that I had known and my whole experience, and I really wanted to give something back. And I was able to stay for the summer, and it seemed like a really good use of my time to not, buy another plane ticket and just stay. And then I was looking for somewhere to volunteer, and I happened to meet this guy, and I was mentioning that I was looking for somewhere to volunteer, and I couldn't find anywhere that didn't charge an exorbitant amount of money. And he said, well, I have an orphanage and school, and you can come and volunteer there. And I sort of thought he was had to be joking, because it was this really young guy, and after so many months there with young guys hitting on me, I was like, is this guy for real? Could this be true? And so he told me how to get out to the village where his organization was, and I went out there, and he was really true to his word, and he had this whole huge operation of an orphanage and a school. And I was volunteering with him during the day, and then I was living in Cape Coast with a family, so I would commute back and forth. And it was a really great experience. I was really, it felt like I was able to make a difference and give something back. And then when I got back, I was talking about it with some friends, and sort of not really seriously entertaining the idea of going back over winter term. And then it just became so appealing, and I missed Ghana so much, and I really wanted to go back. And then the idea of bringing other people with and making it into an organized trip for Oberlin students took seed, and just all kind of went from there.
Unprepared, maybe a lot unprepared for what we were undertaking, and I don't think I really understood the magnitude of what we were trying to do or what the project was about.
Being from South Africa, it's so developed, it's so, I don't know, progressive. So when I got here, I was taken aback a little that it wasn't as well developed as I was used to or thought that other African countries were. I mean, I wasn't expecting high rises everywhere or anything like that, but I didn't think that it would be so rural.
I was somewhat, apprehensive just about the whole thing, because it was really hard to sort of figure out what we would be doing, but I really tried to take that in stride and sort of be zen about it and just go with the flow. And I think that was sort of a good mindset going into it, because we really had to just be really flexible from the beginning, and so having mentally prepared myself was really beneficial to me.
When we were in Oberlin, it was like, okay, we're going to this place and we're going to set up a school. What does that mean? We'll figure it out when we get there. There was a lot of we'll figure it out when we get there.
The process, as we were sort of confronted with really challenging issues of, for the most part, cultural immersion, communication, ideas about, basic stuff like health and, raising kids and sanitation and living in a community, and all these things were challenged.
It changed all the time, and it was frustrating at times and confusing and surprising. But through the whole process, we got to know these people and these children, and what the project became for me was just empowering the staff at Sankofa and David, and trying to let the students know that they were worth it, and that they had this amazing potential that I think all of us volunteers saw, and I'm not sure that the kids saw. I'm still not sure if the kids know.
You come into a situation that you don't really know that much about. It's so much different from where you grew up, where you lived, and you're embarking on this huge mission, and these people are asking a lot of you, and rightfully so. But it's just a lot to walk into, and it was a big project, and there's a lot of stuff that needs to be done, and a lot of stuff that we were able to do. But I guess just once you get past that initial stage of being overwhelmed, once you arrive, it gets a lot easier.
At the same time as we were negotiating what our role was within the organization, we were also continuously reevaluating what our role was in the community as foreigners, as outsiders, as helpers, as volunteers, as tourists, to some extent. So those were definitely things that were concerning and somewhat scary to me. You don't want to make the wrong choice, but that I think we continued to address in really helpful ways throughout the process. We were a really open group, and we talked a lot about these issues that we were confronted with.
To tell future Oberlin volunteers to give things a chance. I think that it's really easy, especially in like a high stress environment like Oberlin, and like the sort of fast moving lifestyle that we're all used to here, to judge things quickly or decide something really quickly about yourself or someone else. And I think that the thing that I continue to be reminded by this experience in Ghana and my last experience in Ghana is how important it is to just give things a chance and give people the benefit of the doubt, and that really allows a lot of meaningful interactions to take place. There are a lot of times when communicating with the people that we were working with in Eguafo was really challenging because of cultural differences and language differences, and it was really important for us to step back and allow things to sort of allow ourselves to process everything before moving forward. I would say that was the root of all of our learning, and ultimately the way that we were able to be successful in what we were doing.
Embrace sort of not knowing exactly what's going on and take that as an opportunity rather than something to get anxious about. One thing that was so exciting and so unique about this as opposed to other, I think, international service opportunities is that we were able to be really creative every day. And some days I was so excited because I'd get up in the morning and say, well, what can I do today? How can I continue with this process? Because we really are, helping this organization, do capacity building really almost from scratch. And so it's just a really challenging opportunity, but there's so many ways in which to problem solve and just to think outside the box, for lack of a better term, that are really exciting. And so I would say that's sort of a harder thing to embrace, but that it pays off a lot if you do. And I definitely found that.
Okay, is that good?